3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
The World Wrestling Federation. For over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Oh, it's live, pal.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never, ever end.
Everybody 3 count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Or maybe The Rock has got to beat Triple H himself, which means he's got to beat the game in the middle of the ring. And he has a $2 for a wife.
You're too damn selfish, and that's why you're sitting there with a bad leg, and that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
3 ain't enough now. I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
Oh my goodness, what do we do? There's a 1. There's a 2. Oh,
Wow.
Well, you can take that brass ring and shove it up your ass.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 3 Count Thursday, and we are live. It is Tuesday afternoon, and we are going to talk about the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view from this past Sunday. Why are you shaking your head no already, Ryan?
Well, I'm not. I was talking to the producer. Not.
Wait.
No, we're fine. We're doing fine.
The producer?
You don't have a producer on site?
No, I don't. There's not been. I'm the only person allowed in Studio L right now.
I don't know who's standing across from me, Jim, but
I don't know either.
There's a producer here.
Okay. Well, I hope.
Asking if I needed more volume, and I said no, but we're definitely talking Elimination Chamber. Why wouldn't we be talking Elimination Chamber?
I don't know. I mean, that's why we're here. I hope the producer is doing well.
He's doing great. He said,
Great.
Thanks for asking.
Great. Congratulations. I'm happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing today, Ryan?
Good. A little confused, apparently, but I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I'm all right. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm just as I'm even more confused to be
right. Welcome to the club.
But okay. But here we are on a Tuesday afternoon again, talking about a WWE pay-per-view from this past week. I see Devin, Jason, a few others in here with us. If you are with us today, interact with the show, and we will get to your comments and what you thought about the show. And make sure you visit 3countthursday.com. That's our homepage. Follow us on social media. Check out our merchandise over at whatamaneuver.net, and you know the whole deal. We will go, obviously, live as we normally do Thursday night, but as we've been doing during these trying times for some of us, we've been doing a lot of these special Tuesday afternoon shows. So always fun to talk to everybody. Let's jump right into it, Ryan.
Let's do it.
We found out on Sunday afternoon that Keith Lee was out of the United States Championship match, the triple threat match. Would you tell the producer just to cool his tits over there?
No, we're fine. Just keep going. You're doing great.
All right, thank you. But so they had to fill Keith Lee's spot. There was a fatal four-way match on the pre-show. Morrison, Elias, Mustafa Ali, and Ricochet, with John Morrison winning that matchup to put him into the United States Championship triple threat on the show. I assume you didn't see this match, Ryan?
No, sure didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I caught it, but I wasn't paying a ton of attention. But let's kick it off. The show started with the Universal Championship #1 contender, Elimination Chamber match. Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. 34 minutes and 20 seconds. Daniel Bryan coming out on top. Order of eliminations in this one, of course, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Jey Uso eliminated last, entered the ring last, and eliminated last as well. So Daniel Bryan comes out as the victor in this one. Thought it was a really good match to start the show. I thought it was, as far as Elimination Chamber matches go, I thought it was pretty darn good. I mean, nothing overly special about it. There wasn't any super crazy spots. I like some of the things that Cesaro and Sami Zayn were doing on top of their pods and whatnot, but nothing. I think probably the only like real different spot that we really saw on that one was Kevin Owens getting his arm shut in the chamber door. That was a little bit different. It's always like when you get to see something, something different from one of these matches. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised Daniel Bryan won, but then the way that the following played out, it does kind of make sense because there's a sympathetic factor there with him. But I thought it was a really good opener.
Yeah, I think you can go back to Thursday. Most of us, I saw the comment there, Devin. He said he was the producer.
You just believe somebody when they show up at your door.
Yeah, he got me a bottle of water.
Wow, very nice of him.
Which I appreciate. I mean, doing producery things. He's a great guy. What's your name? All right, man. He says his name's Eric.
Oh, hi, Eric. Charlie says we're not allowed to talk fast food. Well, then you're in the wrong place, Charlie.
I think we can go a whole show without talking fast food.
Today we can. Thursday, no guarantees.
No guarantees. I mean, I've already got that new Taco Bell chicken sandwich taco thing in my pocket that we're going to talk about.
Is it good?
Did I share pictures with you? It's not around here. It's only in like Mississippi.
Okay, I was going to say, I didn't know if they had it around here or not. But
it's not.
Well, I hope it makes.
We'll talk about that on Thursday. We'll hold
Thursday.
We'll hold that for Thursday. I don't know, run of the mill match here. I didn't think there was anything spectacular about it. I didn't hate anything about it. I don't think, like I said, you can go back to Thursday. I think we picked either Cesaro or Daniel Bryan, so it was really no surprise that Bryan won. I'd have liked to seen Cesaro win in the moment. The following match, I'm glad it wasn't Cesaro.
Yes,
that took that beat down. So yeah, whatever. Run of the mill match. I thought this was the better of the two Elimination Chamber matches. Even saying that though, this is like a B- chamber match to me.
Yeah, I gave this one a B. Like I said, nothing spectacular, nothing too out of the ordinary. I enjoyed it. Devin said he enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. It's not that I disliked the match. It's just there was nothing overly special about it. Of course, Daniel Bryan, selling injuries and whatnot throughout the match played into what took place next.
If you look at last year's, like the secondary chamber match was the SmackDown tag team match. And I feel like that stood out more than this match. You had that like crazy Lince Dorado climbing the thing, doing his flippy do.
Right.
That stood out more than anything in this match did. This was a run of the mill, straightforward type match. Didn't hate it at all, but it was just meh, so it's a B-.
Yeah, yeah, precisely. I mean, obviously what played into the match that came up next, Roman Reigns defeating Daniel Bryan by technical submission, 1 minute 32 seconds. It's Daniel Bryan was beaten down. Roman came in, right as the chamber started going up. Roman's music hits and the head of the table cashes in on the moment. Not terribly surprised that that's the way that it took place. That's kind of what I assumed was going to be the case when we kind of saw the way the stipulation played out. I'm like, there's no way Roman's losing here. That's why I thought Jey Uso was going to come out on top, and they were going to do something along the lines of a finger poke of doom situation where it's just like, okay, you did good. You protected me. Now, lay down, take your loss, and I'll continue as champion. But they did a little bit differently, and nothing wrong with the way they did it. It got the job done. It gave sympathy to a degree to Daniel Bryan because he's the sympathetic person there. I'm with you. I'm glad it wasn't Cesaro that got beaten down and lost in a minute and a half, because I think Daniel Bryan is fine in that spot. I think it would have hurt Cesaro, but really, I mean, I gave it a C plus, just because, if you see Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns in a ring together, you kind of want it to be a good match. It was quick. They didn't necessarily have to handle it this way. You could have had the winner of the Chamber in a match at Fastlane, but it was what it was.
Yeah, I think it's, first of all, starting with the SmackDown Chamber match kind of set the table that maybe we'll have Roman Reigns as the main event then, and then Daniel Bryan will have the remainder of the show to heal up a little bit from the Chamber, and then have a legitimate shot at Roman Reigns at the end of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Glad it didn't happen that way. Roman Reigns is a heel, and heels do dastardly things. And what more could it be than picking the bones of a beaten down man that just survived an Elimination Chamber match? Heels are going to heal. And
the theme for Sunday night, wasn't it, Ryan? Which we'll talk about.
That sure was the theme. Heels are going to heal loud and proud, which I think needs to happen heading into WrestleMania, where I think we normally get those babyface payouts, and people leave Mania happy. So no surprise here, seeing that a heel doing heel things. And I really think, Jim, you had a point with doing like the finger poke of doom. And that really would have put over Reigns as a heel, but sure, picking the bones of a beaten Daniel Bryan, the guy behind the Yes movement, and beating him without pitting him or submitting him, but technically like knocking him out that he can't respond. Great match. I gave this a B. Shocking, I gave it a higher grade than you, but I think it did what it was supposed to do: establish him as a heel. We actually talked about that on Twitter, Jim, about Edge and Roman Reigns.
We did.
Mania. And I am in the camp that Reigns should absolutely destroy Edge. Edge is 67 years old. And I wouldn't care if this was the last match we see Edge in and he retires Edge.
Okay. See. Okay. Now here's the thing. I want to clarify my position on that, because
you sounded like Tim tweeting.
I took umbrage with Vince Russo that it needs to be this 10-second Roman Reigns.
Need is a dumb word to use,
right? Like, it doesn't need to be that way. Would I be mad if it does happen that way? Sure, a little bit, but that's also kind of the purpose. If Roman Reigns handily defeats Edge, to me, I want the story of Edge where he wins the title. Now, I think there's ways you can do it, which we'll obviously talk about over the next coming weeks on the show. But there's ways that you can have Edge win this that doesn't hurt Roman Reigns' spot as the big dog, head of the table, top heel, all of that. There's ways that you can do it. But for me, I want to see Edge win the title. I want that crowning moment of the return story. But if you don't do it, that is okay as well. But this notion that you have to have Roman Reigns dominate him in 10 seconds is what I thought was just kind of a silly notion from Vince Russo there. But what I want to do, because this is a very as we'll see as we keep going down the card, this is a very atypical grade that this show is getting. And
well, for you,
from me, that's what I mean. From me. So I don't want to tell like on Thursday when we talk about this, I'm going to try and sell to Matt and even to Tim a bit that I loved the show.
That's
and
fine.
I'm going to over.
They're not going to listen to this.
They're not going to listen to this. So
No.
anybody that's with us today and anybody that listens, don't tell Matt, don't tell Tim, don't tell intern Mark.
So you're giving this show an A+. Or is that too obvious?
It's almost too obvious. I might go like A-, like that
I think you can make an argument that it's an A.
Yeah, it'll be like that line right between A- and A on
it's
this
94%. It's just barely an A.
Right on there, just barely an A.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I'll sell it, and then so this is where everybody's. If you join us on these special shows, you're gonna get real. I'm just gonna like tick off Matt and Tim a little bit on Thursday. So
I will meet you there, Jim. Just the opposite of you. Perfect. I will give this show a total fucking F then.
Perfect.
And really just try to needle on Matt and Tim.
Love it.
Mark's not going to care. He's just going to be there with his beard, making smart comments about Beanie Babies and shit like that.
But like I said, this match just got a C+ because it was just kind of there. It was quick and whatever.
Shocking.
Then we go to the United States Championship. Riddle defeating Bobby Lashley and John Morrison, 8 minutes and 40 seconds for it to become the new U.S. champion. This match, yes, it was obviously a bummer that Keith Lee was unable to partake in this matchup. Sounds like there's some sort of an injury, as we saw Reckoning, aka Mia Yim, return on Raw last night. Doesn't appear to be lingering COVID issues, so I don't believe that would be the case with Keith Lee. Because he was at Raw last week, was not on the show. So it appears to be some sort of an injury.
Are we sure that was Reckoning? She does wear a mask.
She does. I believe it was her, though. I do believe it was her. So, we assume there's an injury. That's a bummer. I was excited to see Morrison get in here. I mean, Morrison, is a athletic talent, and I thought could mix in well with Bob and Riddle, but this match just felt off. Like it seemed like it was, probably a last minute decision. And I mean, I'm not making fun of indie wrestling. We love indie wrestling, but it felt like one of those moments where it's like, hey, so-and-so didn't make it, so this match is getting scrapped and you guys are on a triple threat. Go have fun. And sometimes they just don't go that well. And that's kind of how this one felt. I was a little bit bummed, even with the way that they ended it. Now in hindsight, looks pretty smart. That you got the title off of Bobby, but Riddle, your new champion. It was a C+ for me. Match was just kind of meh.
Yeah. This was a C- match to me. It's unfortunate. The shining light is we get to talk about this with all of the other guys, and we'll go through all of the Bobby sound effects on Thursday. So Bobby, that's what's most exciting to me about this. Right call to get the strap off of Bob Lashley, put it on Riddle. I don't think John Morrison ever stood a chance in this match. And this is I saw a tweet about this, and it's how I feel too, and I almost feel bad saying it, but in the teaming of The Miz and John Morrison, John Morrison's the Marty Jannetty of the group, and it just does nothing throwing him in this match.
Yeah,
sorry,
kind of, because I mean they had the short tag title run last year, and now he's kind of been the hanger on, and the way I kind of
calling him the hanger on's actually worse than calling him the Marty Jannetty.
Well, I guess what I mean by that,
treating the guy like a fucking dingleberry. Jesus.
I guess like what I mean by that is that I thought the split would have happened by now. I thought the split would have happened around when the first failed cash-in situation happened, that Miz was going to turn on him. It was going to be a good baby face spot for Morrison. Hasn't happened yet. Can still happen. And I think could probably happen if and when the Miz loses his WWE Championship, be it
Next week.
on Raw or I think it's going to be actually at Fastlane. I think
Okay.
next week on Raw, you're going to get a Drew McIntyre interference. You're going to get a triple threat at Fastlane, and that's where Miz will lose the title. But
So who do you think carries the strap into Mania?
It's tough. Like, part of me feels like they're going to put it back on Drew just to have Bobby win it at Mania, because I don't think if you're going to have Drew win it back at Mania, which I think is a possibility to give him that like crowd moment he didn't get last year, then I think Miz has to be your champion going into Mania.
Okay.
And how you get there without hurting Bobby or Drew is a little bit difficult. So I think maybe Drew wins it at Fastlane and then goes into Mania as champion, is kind of a recognizing the year that he had in these times, and then you turn it to Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania, which I think would be fantastic, because I think that the reaction to him winning with the Hurt Business, and again, this is crazy. I'm in full support of Bobby Lashley as WWE champion. Would not have said that a year ago.
Dude looks like $1 million.
Dude, absolutely. Like last night on Raw, between the confrontation at the beginning with the Miz, the little promo, like taking the shot at the reality show, dominating Braun Strowman, like just $1 million right now. Kudos to him, kudos to MVP, and kudos to WWE with the Hurt Business. Just has absolutely been fantastic.
So
like Kurt Angle even talked about on his new podcast that like Cedric was almost in danger of like getting canned last year because it's something he did. Kurt didn't elaborate, but he kind of like went against like the WWE, and that's where we saw him kind of taking a lot of losses of this and that, and another kind of redemption story within the Hurt Business. So just incredible work from the Hurt Business all year. Let's see a couple comments. Jason says Morrison is irrelevant right now without the Miz. Well, and that's why I think the Miz has to like turn on him and make him into a babyface and make him sympathetic, because again, people love to hate the Miz. We've seen that on social media, personal and otherwise, this week.
Yeah.
Personal. My personal page. Had a little altercation with a friend over the Miz, but let's see. Charlie says, I see them putting the strap on Bobby, who takes on Drew at Mania. I don't think Miz and Drew or a triple threat is a money match. I'm not saying that there'll be a triple threat at WrestleMania. I'm saying the triple threat will be at Fastlane.
I honestly think, and again, we're talking about WrestleMania. This has to be big. And I don't think either of those three wrestling each other is big enough for the stage of WrestleMania. And I hate to have to say things like this, but like a Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar Mania match to me is intriguing. Both have MMA backgrounds, and you can have Bobby saying like, look, I beat Braun, I beat this guy, there's nobody that can touch me. He can knock off Drew in the week leading up to Mania, or the weeks leading up to Mania on Raw, and then how somehow Brock comes back. And that's the guy, in my mind, to put that's big enough for WrestleMania. Because either combination of those three, I just don't think sells Mania.
Well, and maybe, and maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe they just give have Bobby win the title next week on Raw. The match at Fastlane will be Drew versus Bobby. Bobby beats Drew, and then needs a bigger opponent for WrestleMania, and that's where somebody like Brock
and Miz ends up in a Bad Bunny tag match.
I think that's where we are going to get.
I really think so.
I really do. Like that does kind of seem the direction that they're heading with that one. Lesnar's going to what?
He's going to.
So it'd be more into Drew and Bobby if they hadn't put it on Backlash a few months ago. Well, I mean,
I forgot that even happened. So
right, exactly, and
I don't have a great memory though either. So
yeah, neither do I. Devin here says I'm not on the Bobby Lashley train.
We know why, Devin.
I never used to like Bobby Lashley. But his work in the last year with the Hurt Business has been absolutely spectacular. Just
so good.
Incredible. Just to remind everybody that we are brought to you by Arena Eats. Go to arenaeats.app to get the app and get ready for when live shows, live wrestling, live concerts, live sports resume, and you can get back in these buildings. You don't have to make the hard choice to get in multiple lines during intermissions or breaks. You can just get in one and order your food and have it delivered right to your seat, or have pick up right at the concession stand. Arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app.
You can download it now, but if you don't have it and they're not doing it at the shows that you're at, like a local indie show, if you have Devin's phone number, you just text Devin what you want and he'll pick it up and bring it right to you. Thanks, Devin.
That is sweet of Devin. Here we go.
Devin.
Jason clarified. Lesnar is going to come back to bait Roman into losing at Mania to set up SummerSlam for Reigns versus Lesnar. See, I don't see that. I think if Lesnar,
I think SmackDown's doing fine by themselves.
Yeah, Raw needs Lesnar. Lesnar and SmackDown don't need each other.
You have Lesnar and Edge at Mania. You have Daniel Bryan now, who has a claim to want to maybe have a fair match. You have Kevin Owens in the wing, who's had matches and I think still can be involved somewhere here. I'm sorry, what was that?
You also have Cesaro still.
Oh, and the Cesaro. I think there's plenty of people, right? Cesaro cut that promo. I think there's plenty of people on SmackDown that you really don't need it. I think Raw is where I think Raw's picture is becoming more clearer, and I like the inclusion of Bob Lashley. But I don't know. I think if Lesnar comes back, it needs to be on Raw. It's still the flagship show.
Is Devin the Harvey Whippleman of 3CT?
He is the Kimchi. We don't even let him show his face.
We love you, Devin. We love everybody. We love everybody that tunes in.
I do. I like giving Devin a hard time.
And interact.
He's a good friend.
He is definitely a good dude.
Good friend.
All right, we continue here. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler successfully defending the women's tag team titles, 9 minutes 35 seconds against Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. I thought the match was actually going pretty well. I actually enjoyed the match itself
and then Nia tagged in.
Until the sommelier, I don't even remember his name. It's like slipping my brain at this point.
Yep. I wish you would have even brought it up.
Somebody help me. But I thought the finish was just crappy, and I mean I get why they did it.
Reginald,
that's it. I get why they did it to cause distraction so that Sasha and Bianca can kind of save face a bit. But it came off poorly. It doesn't make sense why Reginald is out there with Bianca and Sasha when she's Carmella's sommelier. It's a little convoluted.
I think he's into Sasha, maybe. Is that what it is?
I mean, possibly. I mean, good on him, but it just doesn't seem to add up. And so this match honestly got a C from me.
I'd like to see how bad a match has to be to give it a D in your world, Jim.
Up until when Reginald came out, I didn't think the match was that bad.
Okay.
It was a bad finish.
Awful finish.
A poorly executed finish. Like, obviously, to me,
it didn't even set up like any heat between Belair and Sasha Banks, which I think is what we're waiting to have happen.
Yeah,
because she hasn't announced yet, has she?
She hasn't. Maybe that's what's going to happen this Friday. I don't know.
Maybe they can rehash it. What happened at this match, and then they could start. But yeah, I thought this was a D+ match. Nothing special. I'm just Team Shania. I don't know, man. I'm just over it, I guess. A weird moment on Raw yesterday. They were watching the match, and like Shania was like caressing the hair of Sasha of Shayna. I'm fucking weird, man. I just don't like it. I'm over it. I kind of agree. She's just not good, man. There is spots in every match. She's like Lana. You can watch a Lana match and you can tell Lana's trying. Nia just looks like she was out of position like 3 or 4 times where you saw her like intentionally step to get in position. It was not a good match.
I was always, prior to her injury, after Mania, was that 34, 35? One of those Manias. Time is irrelevant at this point.
It is anymore.
Like I was always kind of a Nia defender. Like, I mean, it's easy to say, oh, she's dangerous, she's reckless,
right?
She's that. She's not any good. Like,
and let's be honest, I think a lot of people's opinion there is because she's a large woman,
right?
And that's not what they want to see, and that's fine. But then just fucking say that. Say I don't like her because she's big.
She's big and like she doesn't like fit in with the style of wrestling that the women's
she shouldn't. She's not like most.
Right. She is absolutely different and she should be different.
Right.
My issue has been since her return from the injuries, like she has seemed to regress and continues to regress. Like I can understand, like if you have like, because I think she had both knees worked on. I think she had ACL injuries in both knees. And like I can understand if you come back from that, you can be a little bit gun shy about certain things.
Sure.
So I can understand when you first come back, there's a seeming regression that you have to build back up. That's fine. But to me,
then you knock the rust off and you're good to go.
She was here before the injuries, then she was here, and to me, she just keeps getting worse. And like she used to be able to like leg drop, now it's like leg flop, and like it just doesn't look good. There's points, and whether it's her, whether it's like people, I don't know if other women are uncomfortable working. I don't know exactly what it is because again, I'm not a wrestler. This is me observing it as a fan. Like there's been times where moves have looked dangerous and botchy, and I don't specifically know if it's her, if it's the people working with her, if there's just a conflict of styles, whatever it is. But it is not a good looking product the majority of the time when Nia Jax is in the ring.
I unfortunately have to agree with you, Jim. And some of it might be her opponents are a little stiff when taking the moves too. Like it definitely takes 2 to tango. You have somebody have to do the move and somebody has to sell. If you are, if there is any bit of a rumor that you're unsafe, would you be a little bit more protected of yourself in the match with the person that's deemed to be unsafe? Again, I don't know. I'm going from what we talk about online. I don't have anybody in the locker room to tell me, oh, everybody thinks she's unsafe and nobody likes working with. Like, I'm not saying that.
We're not.
I'm just spitballing ideas as a fan. That's all.
Right.
I want her to do good. She does look different. She should look different. Awesome Kong looked different.
Yeah.
She was a big girl and did like, this is going to sound off, big girl doing big girl things. That's what you should do.
It's no different than like than a larger male superstar should be able to be stronger and bigger and dominate smaller competitors.
Correct.
Yeah.
Vader, Earthquake. These are big guys doing big guy things.
Exactly.
Nia should do the same.
Exactly.
I'll never say she should. She should use a leg drop and it should be devastating.
Absolutely. But
Correct.
Like it should look good when doing it.
I agree.
And to me, that's the problem. It's not even like her move set. If we want,
it makes it look like she's mailing it in.
It does.
And that's the problem.
That's my problem with it.
Correct.
Is she does not look good in the ring right now.
I mean, if there are limitations
perspective
that are preventing her, then she needs to train and knock off the rust, yoga, whatever, to like loosen up before so the moves can look crisp, because it looks like she's not trying, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's what you see on TV then.
Or if there's injury issues, then they need to be
address it. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm not saying it's 100% Nia, but
see here, Charlie says the match is horrible. You saw 3 people work down to Nia's level.
That's not awful either.
If you watch her, the way her body language was she didn't want to get hit. And I don't know if she's gun shy because of if she's injured or banged up, then that needs to be addressed as well. Charlie says his issue with Nia, she's never changed or progressed since her call up from NXT. And that's kind of where I was at. But to me, it's not even, I don't think you necessarily have to change, quote unquote, because really, if you look at Sasha Banks, how is Sasha Banks now really much different? Because I was going back, I watched
a couple kicks, a couple punches, a Meteora bank statement,
different hair color. But like I went back and I watched NXT Takeover Arrival, where she won the NXT women's championship, and really the presentation was basically the same.
Right.
Really, it was basically the same, and that's okay. I mean, the Rock, for the most part, with the exception of probably like Hollywood Rock,
sure,
were fairly the same. Stone Cold Steve Austin, fairly the same. Like forever.
Nia's partner, Shayna Baszler, does nothing different.
No, like, I mean, Asuka, basically the same. Bret Hart was basically the same for years. Shawn Michaels was basically the same for years. Triple H, and so on and so on. So not changing isn't really the problem. To me, it's that not only that she hasn't progressed, it's that she's actually regressed as it appears to her presentation. Jason says, I don't mind that she's big. I hate how she always looks lost and then wandering into spots. She looks uncomfortable all the time. Yeah. Like, and I think that kind of sums up everything we've said is like the product just doesn't look good right now when she's in there. I don't exactly know what the issue is. And like I said, it may not even be with Nia herself.
Right.
If there's a degree of like uncomfortability from the people working with her, then that's something they need to address with producers and whatnot. Like
I'm sure all of those jobbers didn't want to work with Yokozuna, knowing that the end of that match was ending in a fucking bonsai drop.
Sure.
Maybe that has a little something to do with it. I mean, I'm again not trying to be mean, but big people are heavy. I'm a heavy guy. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you.
Right. Like,
you know, I'm
a big boy.
We're both over 300 pounds.
Yes.
We're big guys. When we fall quick and we fall fast.
And we fall hard. We
really do.
Yes, we have quote unquote padding, but it hurts.
Right.
You know, we are heavy people.
Right. And if that's like dropping down across your face and neck and shoulder regions as a leg drop, I want to make sure it's going to be laid appropriately on me and keep me safe. If I have any doubts, I'm going to cower, protect myself, and it's not going to look great on TV.
Right. Right. Charlie says, I don't mean changes in Ringmaster to Stone Cold. Okay, so what change do you mean? That like
she didn't change her hair color.
Like, are you talking about like? Explain that, Charlie, because I'm not 100% sure what you mean by. All right, here we go. But she hasn't changed in her delivery moveset. Okay, but neither did Austin, neither did Shawn Michaels, neither has Triple H, neither did The Rock, neither did John Cena. John Cena hasn't really changed, with the exception from Doctor of Thugonomics to You Can't See Me, Fruity Pebbles.
Right. I don't think his moveset. I mean,
they never changed. Like,
at the same time, Jim, he was chastised for the 5 moves of doom.
He was,
and he was held like accountable to that's his limitations.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what we have to do with Nia. This is what you get.
Maybe.
And that's it.
And here's the thing.
I don't expect her to pop off moonsaults. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Right. No, and I'm fine with her moves, her moveset, and her presentation if it looks good. John Cena made those 5 moves look great.
He threw the stairs then once. I guess he had 6.
6. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin made, the Fez press and a middle finger and a boot stomp look awesome. Like,
here's the thing with Austin, the people that made it look bad were the folks taking the stunners and didn't necessarily commit to like knee dropping and fucking up their knees on a stunner. Scott Hall.
Right, but like once Austin became that brawler, which was like relatively early in Austin 316, and it was because of some of his injuries, he was that way till the very end. And again, that's fine. But like,
I think what Charlie wants is he wants to see Nia come out, do a spin-a-rooney, do a scissor kick, say that she's a 5-time I don't know what, and win matches that way. I'm kind of glad they dropped the whole thing quick.
Yeah. He expected Nia to be sharper, tighter, cleaner after 5 years on the main, not be the same person.
Okay, we all do. I think that,
right.
that we can agree with.
Yeah, I think that is what we have been saying. But like, again, even if she would have remained where she was when she came in from NXT and in that run until she had the knee surgeries, I think she'd be fine.
See, I do think, Jim, there is a little level of maturity that has to happen from NXT to the main roster that everybody goes through, subtly or not. I don't think NXT talent stands out in the WWE without doing a little bit of what the WWE wants. That's not that NXT feel. NXT still feels a bit indie, and that's fine. Raw and SmackDown shouldn't.
Okay, that's fair.
So just a little bit. I mean, a little bit. But I agree.
I
think she stepped back.
I will not address Jason.
I didn't even see it. Let's put it up there.
No, I'm not.
Oh, it's that bad.
It's pretty bad. I'm not going to put it up.
Oh no! Oh, come on! It's not our. Put it up there.
No.
I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Okay, yeah. Charlie says we're saying the same thing, just different articulation.
That's fair.
Got it. All right, let's continue here to the what was the supposed main event. Drew McIntyre defeating AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton, and Sheamus. 31 minutes and 10 seconds. The Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship. Order of elimination: Orton, Kingston, Hardy, Sheamus, AJ Styles took the final fall in the matchup. The Orton one at 8 minutes 55 seconds seemed very quick. Now I saw why they did it, because then you had AJ Styles get popped out of his pod by Omos and enter the ring. I just thought it was strange that. And I get they're playing the long con here with the Fiend and Alexa Bliss. I thought they were going to get involved somehow in this match. It didn't happen. Maybe Orton just wanted the hottest shower, coming out of this match, because the next elimination wasn't until 23:35. Again, it was fine. Nothing spectacular. Drew obviously took a lot of offense. Because we'll talk about what happened then, of course, after this match. This got a B- in terms of this Elimination Chamber match for me. It was there. It wasn't as good as the first Elimination Chamber match, but it was there.
Yeah, just the whole idea of a champion needing to defend his championship in this match is a bogus thought to me. Like, it's just the odds are so against the champion that why would any champion ever agree to it?
Right.
It just it's and then to not be released into the match that your championship is being defended, not the last person released, but just determined on a match on Raw, and it's Sheamus. It just, again, I get there were stories being told here.
And isn't that part of like being a face is sometimes you have to face those moments?
I guess it is. I don't know. I did prefer the SmackDown one over this one. Why is Jeff Hardy there? I get he's a former champion. I get it. That doesn't answer my question of why.
Because
I guess somebody had to take some bumps.
I guess. I mean,
hey, Jeff, you want to jump off something stupid this month? Yeah, sure. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's that crutch that they go back to sometimes of like, well, this match is important because every former WWE champion is in it.
I guess it didn't feel that way to me. It didn't feel so prestigious. So like you said, Orton out first, whatever. I feel like we're still going to get Orton Fiend at Mania, so he has no belonging in this match. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
move him out.
Or Orton Papa Shango, based on what we saw last night on Raw.
Right, he got Papa Shango'd real hard. Who did Kofi replace? Oh, The Miz.
The Miz, yeah.
Right.
Hey, Jeff, I got that deal. Doot.
Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. C-. Just
Devin,
a plain old match.
Yeah, Devin says, I thought this match was not the best of chamber matches. I thought SmackDown one was better by a small bit. Yeah, like there was nothing I necessarily
maybe C+. What did I say?
I hated about the match. It was there. It was a match.
It was just what it was.
It was 30 minutes long.
It could have been a women's one, and I wouldn't have had a problem with it. So maybe that's
kind of hinted that Asuka was going to have a match, and then it went away. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, man. I think it's obvious after last night that it looks like we're going to be heading towards Asuka Charlotte, whether people ask for it or not, whether people want it or not. It looks like that's where we're going. Don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. Jason's match is a D-. Match like this that lead me to believe that Drew is leaving Mania the champ. I mean, I don't know I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, D- feels awful low even for this one. Yeah, I agree. It wasn't the greatest chamber match, but I didn't think it was almost a.
I'll give it a C+. It is what it was. Nothing special. Nothing special out of both of these matches. So
no. I mean, when for me your best match was a B. I mean that's not great.
Shocking.
All right, then
it's like you're watching AEW at those grades.
Like AEW ever gets a B from me. Let's see. Charlie here says, other than last year's chamber with Shayna's domination, I haven't been thrilled with these the past few years. Well, there was a tag team one that was really, really good. Was that
like it was last year?
That was also last year. Yeah, I thought both of last year.
The SmackDown tag team crew
was really, really good. All right. So obviously, Elimination Chamber ends. The chamber starts going up. Bobby Lashley hits the ring and just kicks the shit out of Drew McIntyre. And then we get the cash in. 1 minute, not even 1 minute, 30 seconds. The Miz is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. A successful cash in of his Money in the Bank briefcase. Miz now a 2-time WWE champion, a 2-time Grand Slam winner, the first in WWE history to be a 2-time
unreal
Grand Slam winner, first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. The Miz just continues to be awesome, quite frankly. I absolutely love it. It made me so happy. Because I grade based on like the matches presented that I go off of the scorecard. I keep my notes.
Yep.
Like this would have brought it. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say bring it up a full letter grade, but like it would go from like a C to a C+ or a B- to a B. Like it would bring it up.
Okay.
Within the letter grade, the Miz becoming new WWE champion, because I love the Miz. I think it's even long overdue that he got another title victory under his books. Just the way he's been killing it the past couple of years on the mic, in the ring. He's improved, regardless of what some people may want to try to tell you. They're wrong. He has gotten infinitely better at his craft over the years, and I think he's earned this title victory.
Yeah, and really, to anybody that disagrees with that thought, go back and watch those Talking Smacks. Not too long ago with him and Daniel Bryan. Here's a guy that wants to be there and wants to do a good job, and whether you like it or not, definitely.
Jason's thinking of Otis when the Miz cashed in.
I thought of that as well. He did 2 moves, right? There was like a DDT something, and Drew kicked out, and I'm like, oh, no way.
I know. Yeah, I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
Skull crushing finale 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I get it. that makes Drew look strong.
Right, keeps Drew looking strong
I
enough.
was
That's
like,
fine.
come on, you can't tell after the beat because like if Drew retains after the beatdown from last,
Right, let's talk about things that actually bury people.
right, that makes the Miz look like shit, and that makes Bobby Lashley's beatdown look like shit because the guy just went through, because he entered the Elimination Chamber third in the 30-minute match, so I mean he's in there 20 plus minutes, and then gets beat down by Bobby Lashley, was selling injuries already after the Chamber. That would have made Bobby look like shit. That would have made the Miz look like shit.
Yep, that people would have had a legitimate gripe about burials. That's not what happened.
No,
the Miz is the champion, it or not. I don't think the guy deserves to be the first 2-time triple threat champion or what. I just,
You bite your tongue, sir.
I just there are probably more deserving people.
This is
realistically.
Our show is now officially a Miz Stan podcast. That's
well for the fucking host. I saw you put him like right here.
Yeah, he's right there in the middle. Oop.
There he is. Yeah, couldn't wait to fucking do that. I saw.
On top of Jericho too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're unbelievable. Here's a guy that wants to be there. Here's a guy that wants to improve and is, I feel, never satisfied with just what he can present. I think this is a great contrast to the conversation we were just having about Nia Jax. Here's a guy that wants to be there and wants to improve and wants to do better and gets deservedly rewarded for his accomplishments and achievements. I think it's going to be a really short run. But again, it puts The Miz where he belongs, near the top of the card on the Raw roster.
And I saw somebody tweet this the other day, and it, like, as far as transitional champions go, I don't think you have anybody that's better than The Miz right now. Like, he's been there, and like, again, this entire story of him becoming Money in the Bank winner, getting the Money in the Bank briefcase back, and his victory, with the cash-in is all by being cheating, underhanded, working behind the scenes. Like it has been a long told story of Miz cutting corners to become WWE champion. So it makes sense if his title reign is only 2 weeks or a month. Like, he shouldn't be an 8-month champion. Like,
correct.
How many matches in a row did he lose on Raw leading up to when he got the successful cash in? I've lost count because it's been that many.
I wasn't counting to begin with.
I mean, I wasn't either, to be honest. But like, he has lost almost every time I remember him wrestling.
Enough
that it's noticeable. So like that, and
that's the benefit of the briefcase, right?
Exactly. And and so he is a great transitional champion, and like, it's going to make people love it if Drew wins. It's going to make people love it if Bobby wins and sets up a bigger match. Like, if Bobby just wins on Monday, like, I mean, I'm going to be bummed because I'm a Miz guy, but like, I get it. I'm not going to be like pissed.
Right, it's going to make sense.
It's going to make sense for him to be a short time.
Just like this made sense for him to win it in the first place.
Yeah. See, Devin's on board. There we go, Devin. I have no problem with the Miz cashing in, winning the championship. He deserves it. Absolutely. I mean,
well, no. He does. He really does.
Like, I mean, let's be honest. You used to hate.
I am a lot like Angry Miz Girl. I saw she put something out that she's like, "Yep, guy deserves it. Absolutely." Like, yeah, I'll say it.
Right. You hated the Miz for a long time. I mean,
right.
Like, it's been kind of a long.
I don't want to say hated, but I just didn't get the Miz.
And you didn't like necessarily that he was a WWE champion who main evented at WrestleMania.
Correct. It seems bogus to me.
And the sad thing is, he is now infinitely better than that version of the Miz.
For sure.
And he's not going to get to main event WrestleMania this year.
Probably not. But you're right. The guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oof, Jason, no. Yeah, and this is even me, a Miz guy. He says, I'd rather see the Miz as champ over Lashley. Not me. Normally, I would have said that a year ago. Absolutely.
A year ago, for sure.
I would have been on board. But Lashley.
Just look at Lashley. It looks like nobody should be able to beat Lashley.
Absolutely. He looks like the best in the WWE right now, or at least on Raw.
Right. And
Like-
you know Vince loves a body guy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you also hate the New Day, Ryan? Charlie says you hated the New Day.
I don't think I didn't understand the New Day.
Yeah, I don't think any of us
I don't
really
think I ever really hated it.
um
I just thought they were like too clown maybe to be taken seriously.
okay.
But I don't recall hating the New Day. I mean, I was all in for Kofi Mania. I thought that story was told so well. I'm still waiting for the story to be told with Big E to completion. Because I think we're about halfway through that journey.
Yeah.
To see where he can actually go. I don't think
maybe.
I don't think the IC strap is like the ceiling for him.
I think SummerSlam could be a really realistic opportunity for that.
And unfortunately, Xavier is like the tag team guy that I don't think is going to have a solid singles run.
So Charlie says when he first met you at the office, you hated the New Day.
Maybe. Who the fuck
All right,
knows?
Jason says Bobby's boring. Well, right. Bobby's a fighter. Bobby's not necessarily meant to be exciting. That is why you have MVP, who's more of the mouthpiece for the Hurt Business. Now, I mean, he still gets in the ring. Now, he posted an update yesterday. He has some meniscal tears in his knee. No surgery.
To see it.
So he will still be there with the crutch for a little while, but he doesn't need surgery. But that's why MVP is kind of the mouthpiece and the guy that was the mastermind of the Hurt Business, because he is, the exciting one of the group. Because really, I mean, Cedric and Shelton on the mic aren't the best, but that's what the group so perfect is. Those three guys are spectacular in the ring, and MVP is there.
I think it's really what you want in a faction. You want the brain, the mastermind, the mouthpiece, the experienced one. Maybe your Ric Flair of Evolution running the show. You have the big, powerful main eventer in Bob Lashley. You have the real young tag team with Cedric Alexander, and then tagging with the experienced Shelton Ben. I mean, it's really, Evolution was definitely past, present, future feel to it, so I'm not comparing it to that. But you have like your main event player, your young, hungry guy teaming up with your experienced veteran who eventually could break apart and both go after singles. It's a great faction. It really, really is. Yeah. And in 2021, the fact that any of them are relevant and could potentially be main eventing a WrestleMania is crazy 2 years ago.
Yeah. Literally a year ago right now was you were coming off of the Lana and Lashley and Rusev wedding and all of that silliness, because it was after WrestleMania that MVP was kind of back in the fold full time and started working with Bobby Lashley. I think it was the Raw after Mania that like those two first kind of came together, and then Shelton came in, and then Cedric came in, and it has all worked.
Here was a group that I don't think they knew what to do maybe a month or two into it when they were showing up at Raw Underground,
right,
and dominating Raw Underground,
right.
For that to have formed into what it was today is exciting, and that's proof that the WWE can do things right. I'm not saying they always do, but they can.
Right. Exactly. And like it was kind of similar to what I said after the Royal Rumble is like sometimes you get a reminder just how good they can be. Like and if you get that all the time, you get that none of the time.
Right.
So like you got to take the bad with the great. Charlie says here, can I just throw it out there? It would be cool to see two black men as world champs in the same year. Absolutely.
Let's do it.
100%.
Why not?
Exactly. So, like I said, I'm on board, whether it's this coming Monday, or if it's at Fastlane, or even if it goes out to WrestleMania. But not only do I think it could happen, I want Bobby Lashley as my WWE champion. I love that it's The Miz right now, but I'm hoping that it is Bobby Lashley in the long run.
I co-sign everything you just said.
So my grade for this show, Ryan. Now I know you're sitting down, but brace yourself. C+. After all the match grades play out, it worked itself out to a C+. Probably, I mean, I don't keep track of them, but probably one of my lowest grades for WWE
has to be
in a while.
Yeah.
It just, don't get me wrong. It gave me things to do. It gave me something to watch on a Sunday night. I also had the Flyers getting their teeth kicked in by the Boston Bruins on my secondary smaller TV in the living room, but it was there. That's the best I can say about this show is it was there. It gave me something to watch, but it didn't need to be there. Fastlane don't need. I don't need pay-per-views between Rumble and Mania. I get why they're there. I don't need them.
And this was what, a C+ you said?
C+. So it was average.
Yeah, this
probably,
one
probably and even with The Miz winning, like I think I would still hold it there because it was average, but the plus was The Miz becoming
That's
WWE.
Fair. That's fair. And I don't even
woof.
Yeah, I don't think Devin's very wrong. I don't remember or mapped out the grades that I got to do in average, but my gut feeling is this pay-per-view was below average. If average is C, this one has to be a C-, D+, because it's a below average pay-per-view.
I remember getting D pluses in college. I mean, this doesn't feel like that close to failure to me. I mean,
college failure for me was different than like 59%. It's like Ryan forgot to show up to his golf final and got a 0. Which means he failed the class because
golf.
I didn't know there was a final.
Oh boy.
Because I didn't show up to like the last 3 classes because I had an A going into it.
Oh.
Yeah, that final.
How was that final weighted?
It's fucking golf. What are they testing you on?
Oh, that's true.
It's golf. One of the assignments was like watch the Masters.
Oh my god, I would kill for that. I'm gonna go take golf.
I'm not pretty disappointed with myself.
Charlie says C, average show. It was fun for 2.5 hours, but nothing to write home about until the cash-in. Fair.
It was short, Charlie. 2.5 hours was the right sweet time. I'll give him that.
Absolutely.
I'm still going to say C- or a D+ because to me it was below average.
Jason says the show is a D as well. He says, do you not just show up? How do you not just show up? Well,
who, me?
In college.
I do it every Thursday. I just show up.
No, he said, like, how do you not show up? Like,
I didn't know. I didn't show up to the classes. And when the teacher said, hey, there's a final, I didn't fucking know about it.
Let's be honest. I knew college Ryan. Ryan knew college Jim. We were very irresponsible people.
Very, very irresponsible.
Very irresponsible.
I can tell you this much. We were playing we did play a lot of the NCAA. I was going to say Madden, but I feel like that was NCAA.
Football. Yeah, for sure.
The one with the tennis on the other side. I feel like that was the game.
Yeah. It's so, it was very
year that was.
Very irresponsible people. Ryan, you got anything else? Any other thoughts before we close out here?
No, I just saw that the WWE put out some sort of new show that's going to be on A&E that I'm absolutely going to watch.
Yeah, what's up with that? I didn't have a chance to look in. It's like a documentary series.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's like the WWE, going after or trying to find long lost items from WWE's history, whether it's like
Conrad Thompson's house. There you go. There's your show.
There it is. Right. It's all right there with Conrad. It's Most Wanted Treasures, Legends on the Hunt on A&E. It debuts Sunday, April the 18th. It sounds like a show Mark's going to absolutely be into because I feel like he watches A&E a lot.
Here we go. W is partnering with A&E to produce a weekly the series of 2-hour biography films focusing on some of the most legendary superstars. Film airs every week starting Sunday, April 18th. wrestlers to be featured include Stone Cold Steve Austin, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Roddy Piper, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, Booker T. Yeah, I am on board with that one.
Should be a cool show.
Stephanie McMahon and Triple H will lead a hunt for some of WWE's most iconic missing memorabilia, including Kane's original mask, Ric Flair's butterfly robe, Andy Kaufman's neck brace, Andre the Giant's passport, and more. Yeah,
that sounds like a cool show.
I am on board for.
It's like American Pickers meets SmackDown.
Yeah, of course he is. Conrad's part of it. Of course he is.
Of course.
Half of that shit's at his house. I guarantee it at the Conradison. I absolutely guarantee it. I will say this: if you're a fan of wrestling podcasts and stories, stuff like that, I don't listen to a lot of them weekly anymore. It depends on the topic, but I'm pretty dug in on the new Kurt Angle show.
Ooh, okay.
I've watched or listened to the first 2 of those so far, and or 3 of them. I think it's up to 3 now. But Kurt seems like he's having a blast telling stories, because like most of Conrad's stuff is with like Jim Ross, Bruce Pritchard, Shivani, Bischoff. It's from like Booker guy. He doesn't like. This is getting an in-ring guy's perspective more. So it's cool.
Is it with Connie?
Yeah, it's Conrad and
okay.
Kurt. So yeah, super
Why
fun.
wouldn't it be?
Of course, exactly.
Right.
But yeah, you can follow Ryan. You can follow him at RYN Eagle. You see it right there. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports. And tell you what, you can check out everything you need to know 3 Count Thursday related when the graphic wants to load here anytime now. There we go. 3CountThursday.com. Follow us on social media. Check out our Patreon page. Content starts at just $2 a month. Collar and elbow brand deal. Our merchandise at whatamaneuver.net. We will be back here on Thursday night on Facebook.com/3CountThursday for our normal weekly live show. Until then, hope everybody has a good week. Stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin. 3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?